Hello everyone, my name is William Villarin and today we're gonna talk about the documentary series Formula One Drive to Survive. The series was created by Netflix in collaboration with the Formula One to give a behind the scenes look at the 2080 Formula One World Championship. To do that, Netflix was recording during the last year inside of the paddock and inside of the garage of some teams of the grid. The documentary series was produced by James K. Reese. He was the same producer that made the documentary Cena in 2010, and Paul Martin for the production company Box to Box Films, and also Sophie Todd was the production's showrunner. The documentary consists of 10 episodes with a duration between 27 and 40 minutes each episode. On March 2019, the series was premiered on Netflix.
Hello, my name is Andres Felipe Diaz Molina, and now I'm going to give you my opinion about Formula One Drive to Survive. So, first of all, you can see that is something that is made to attract new people. Yes, because if you are a Formula One fan, there are things that you already know, and maybe they put it like with a lot of emotion when they tell you things that someone that likes Formula One knows. Obviously, if you're a Formula One fan, you will enjoy it a lot more than someone who is not. Because you can see like things that maybe during the season watching on TV you couldn't see and you didn't know in that time. So the video will be divided in two parts. Things that I like and things that I didn't like so much. So the first thing that I like was like that we could see things that maybe in a specific moment of the season we didn't know that were happening in that race. Yeah, for example, some conversation of some team leaders or battles in the midfield, because obviously the television broadcast was centered in the fight for the win of each race and not in some battles that were happening behind. And we can see also like the big importance that some races, some points, some positions have to different teams. The second thing that I like in the documentary series was that we could like know better or the drivers of the grid and know like personal things like why they are in Formula One, what things they want to make in the sport, and some folks that you can say, oh, that's why he's like that in the races. So that sometimes helps you to understand better some drivers and see that they are really under pressure, because there's a lot of people that think that race have a race with a Formula One it's something too easy, and some people thinks even that it's not a sport, and you can see there all the effort that they have to make all the year to perform well and make a good season. Okay, so I don't want to make some spoilers to you, so I cannot talk about other things that I like, because maybe if you're interested in watching the documentary series, you will. Well, I don't want to like tell you all the things that has, because yeah, that's other good thing. It's just 10 episodes. You can see it like in 2 days or 3 days. It's not too long. And other thing is that next year we will have the second season of the documentary series that is now recording the 2019 Formula One season. So next year we will have like the same things but with the season that is happening right now. So I'm very excited to watch that. Okay, now let's go with things that I didn't like so much. So the first thing is like there's a lot of things that is like artificial. They sometimes put like sounds that weren't happening in that moment. You know, something that you can maybe see and someone that doesn't like Formula One cannot, is that, for example, they changed the engine sound. There is a lot of discussion about the sound of a Formula One engine of nowadays, because it's not the typical sound that maybe you know, like that is very sharper. we have more serious sound. So they put the engine of the past season that sounds better and put them in parts that the car were racing, and that's something that is not happening. It's not true because now we have other engines with a sound that is not very good if you put in the with comparison with the old ones. Okay, this is something that I'm not sure if it is right, but I will say yes. And is that sometimes if you watch the Formula One races with the English broadcast, you can see that there are comments that uh, like they were put after in the documentary series. For example, we had a battle in the midfield in the back part, and when they crossed the line, like the commentator said, fuck.
Sorry for that.
He said something like, he crossed the line first. And if you watch the real broadcast, they didn't say that. They didn't know where they finished because, oh well, they know, but it wasn't important in that moment because they were focused on the first position, the winner. Normally it's Hamilton. That's not a spoiler. it's obvious. The other thing that I didn't like so much is maybe the worst is that sometimes with the battles between in a team between partners between friends in a team between the two drivers. So the teams have two drivers, and sometimes, but yeah, your worst rival is your teammate. So sometimes they make you prefer one of them, and put the other like the bad guy. That we see it before in the documentary of Senna, when they try to make like Prost is the bad guy and poor Senna. And in this time we could see it again in one episode specific, that put a driver like he's the bad guy. Well, not the bad guy. If he's like he's better. He has like the money, and the other all poor men. He forced a lot to being here, and they he's going to all the people is attacking him, and I'm going to be out of the Formula One, and all the other one because he has money and all those things. Is like, it doesn't really feel like realistic. I mean, it's like it's like it tried to put you with a driver with, oh, this is the good guy, and that can make that if someone start to watch Formula One, he can say, oh, that's a bad driver, he's a bad guy, and it's not. Something strange that it can be good but at the same time bad is that we don't have any mention of Mercedes and Ferrari, that were the teams that were fighting the championship. It's strange that we had a documentary about the 2018 season, but they didn't talk about the fight for the championship. So maybe that's something bad. Obviously we can understand that because they are more focused in winning, and they don't have time to do the the interviews and speak with Netflix and all those things, and maybe they don't want to show like their secrets, because, well, for example, Ferrari is very secret, their team. They don't want to anything to be seen inside of their garage, because maybe someone could see something and discover a secret of them, like make them faster or something like that. They are very close to the press, the international press, and the Italian press is very like, they just told us the things that are necessary, and no more. But maybe in the next year we are going to have them. Who knows? Like a conclusion, Formula One Drive to Survive, it's a very, very good documentary series. It has a lot of things that maybe you didn't know that were happening, and I think that is the best thing. See all those midfield battles, the importance that those battles have, and all those things that make it a really good series, and very short. Well, not very short, but it's not too long. So maybe if you are like boring in, I don't know, holidays, you can put it and watch it, and who knows, maybe you like it and you start watching Formula One. That it's for me the best sport. It's very exciting, so I recommend it a lot. Thank you for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you like my review and hope that you are interested in this documentary series. So, goodbye.